Hi, I'm Riley Main, Executive Director of Lake Pepin Legacy Alliance. Thank you for joining us on the road to restoration. The next public meeting is this Wednesday, April 4th from 5 to 7 p.m. at the St. James Hotel in Red Wing, Minnesota. To maximize public input, we've put together a public meeting guide that includes draft restoration maps and key questions for public input. While I have your attention, I also want to answer a few common questions we've recently received from our community. You've asked some good questions, and I'm sure others would like to hear the answers too. By far, the most common question is why focus on restoration if sediment is going to continue to flow into the area? Isn't restoration without sediment reduction a waste of resources? For those of you thinking this, your intuition is absolutely right. The most sustainable option is to reduce sediment coming into the lake. That's why we at LPLA have been working upstream since our founding in 2009. Since then, we've discovered firsthand the many factors impeding progress in this area. As it stands today, the Lake Pepin ecosystem and communities can no longer afford to wait for meaningful reductions to occur. From 2006 to 2016, the Minnesota River, the main source of sediment, only achieved a reduction of 1%. That's 10 years of mitigation efforts resulting in a 1% reduction in sediment. A sustainable load to Lake Pepin requires a 50% reduction. Long story short, sediment reduction is painstakingly slow. So we encourage you to check out our multimedia story map online to learn more. The sediment that has already accumulated is going to continue causing problems regardless of upstream actions. Right now, Upper Lake Pepin is at a tipping point of irreversible damage. Future restoration is likely to be cost prohibitive and possibly too little too late. Action is urgently needed now to protect from irreversible impacts. Another common question: why don't we leave the system alone and let it take its natural course? This question usually comes from people who understand that Lake Pepin is the natural product of and catchment basement for sediment. It's true that Lake Pepin used to extend all the way to St. Paul, and sediment loading is natural given the highly erosive area upstream. This is true, but only to a certain extent. Current sedimentation rates have exceeded what is normal. Let me reiterate, the current sedimentation in Lake Pepin is not normal. It is a byproduct of human land use changes that have caused sediment rates to increase 10 times above normal. 10 times. In addition to land use changes, humans have made many other changes to the system. We've disrupted natural ecological processes so much that we're now in a place that we need to actually design ways to naturalize the system and make Lake Pepin more resilient to our ongoing impacts. Restoration is a way to revitalize Upper Lake Pepin, return the system to a more natural state, and limit the impacts of incoming sediment. And one final question. Some of you have been wondering, do LPLA member contributions go directly to the restoration project? Member contributions do not go directly to restoration equipment and materials. They do, however, keep our organization viable so we can continue spearheading projects like current restoration efforts and facilitating public input along the way. But our members aren't just about financial contributions. They also help us leverage political support and attract large financial donations for lake improvement efforts. Over the years, we've gotten to know many of you. You have so much knowledge, history, and passion for Lake Pepin. We work hard as your trusted advisors to keep Lake Pepin healthy, but ultimately, we are an organization in place to amplify your voice. We want to be around with a healthy Lake Pepin, getting your voice heard for years to come. As the Executive Director, I want to thank everybody in our supporting community. None of this would be happening without you, so thank you. I hope to see you Wednesday, April 4th at the Public Meeting for Restoration in Red Wing.